Giridhar here. I'm going to unbox the Lenovo A7000 here. The Lenovo A7000 was launched in India about a couple of weeks back, and it's been a hot seller since then. It's been 2 flash sales now, and still demand for Lenovo A7000 hasn't come down. So I've got this device with me in my hand, and let me go and unbox it, and I'll also show you what's inside the device, and I'll give you a brief overview of the device. And later on I'll also be doing a detailed review. So the box is very similar to what we saw in the Lenovo A6000 and the Lenovo A6000 Plus. Nothing much has changed except the logo on the front, and we have other information at the back, at the bottom, and at the back we have some information about about the specifications of this device. So it's a true octa-core device, says Lenovo. The processor is a Mediatek Octa-core processor. It's clocked at 1.5 GHz. It's compatible with 4G LTE in Indian bands, and it's a 5.5-inch device compared to the 5-inch Lenovo Lenovo A6000 and A6000 Plus. And it's got 2 GB of RAM and just 8 GB of internal storage. And it's got you can expand it using a microSD card by up to 32 GB. It's got a rear camera which is capable of shooting 8 megapixel shots, and the front camera is a 5 megapixel wide angle. So let's test it out as well. And we have the SIM card, which is a dual SIM. It's powered by a 2900 mAh battery, and it is retailing for rupees 8,999 in Flipkart. Okay, so inside the box we have this huge 5.5-inch device, Lenovo A7000, and also a complimentary screen guard, which is a trademark of all the Lenovo devices these days. And we have some information pamphlets, a quick start guide, warranty guide, and your usual manual. We have a USB cable which doubles as a charger, and we have a normal earphone which looks like very cheap earphone. And we have this charger, wall mounted 2-pin charger, which has an output of 1.5 ampere. And finally we have the battery, which is a 2900 mAh battery. So that's it. The box looks very neat. I like the red color here. So let me put the other things inside the box and set them aside. So this device is the signature selling point of this device is the Dolby Atmos sound processing engine, which is inbuilt inside the processor chipset now. But coupling that with a cheap headset is not going to give you any Dolby effect at all. So you would have to buy a very good headset or even a nice set of speakers to enjoy the real Dolby Atmos effect out of this device. So I'm not going to test this device. I'm not going to test this headphone at all. It looks very cheap to me. In fact, I'm not even going to open it out of the box. So it's a good thing that Lenovo decided not to give any headset with their Lenovo A6000 Plus. So it doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, user has to buy something from the third-party market, which serves the purpose of having a Dolby enabled device here. So this device looks very thin and very similar to Lenovo A6000, just a little larger than the Lenovo A6000. And the side buttons have a metal edge to it, and that is something also different from Lenovo A6000. In Lenovo A6000 had plastic, and we have the metal finish here. So the buttons are reachable with your thumb, and it's got the volume rocker and the power button. And the right side on the top you have the 3.5mm audio jack and the micro USB socket, and the left there is nothing. At the bottom also there is nothing except for your mic, which is used for your telephony. And at the back you have the 8 megapixel shooter with a dual LED flash here, and also the speaker is a single speaker, and we have a noise cancelling mic here. So let me open up the back of this device. So this device takes in dual SIM, as we said earlier. So the SIM 1 takes in 4G, 3G and 2G SIM cards, while the second SIM takes in just the 2G SIM card, and you have your microSD expansion slot, which can take in the memory card up to 32 GB. Let me put in the battery. After we put the device after we put the battery back in the device still doesn't feel heavy at all. It is quite manageable, and it's neat, thin, flat. It's kind of minimalistic, and nothing can go wrong with this kind of a design. They haven't tried anything new, and it's all tried and tested design here. So let me peel off the sticker, and I'll gonna power on this device. So it took a while, and finally the device has booted up, and for the first time. So the UI is very similar to what we saw in Lenovo A6000 and Lenovo A6000 Plus. It's not much different at all. The screen is also looks to be of same quality. It's a HD screen, and it looks pretty good, pretty much the same as what we saw in the earlier device. Let me shoot an image and see how the new Lenovo camera UI is performing. So the focusing is not very fast. Okay, so that was a non-HDR shot with the flash on. So let me try it with the flash off again. So I may need to hold the camera really steady with the flash off. So that is with the flash off. The noise cancelling algorithm used in this with this camera UI seems to have oversampled the pixel edges, and it looks like an oil pastel. So that's the low light image which we're talking about here. I don't have much of a light here, and if you take a look at the image wherein it's shot with a flash, the details are coming out really good. Probably that speaks for well lit conditions. So I'm gonna test out the camera later on. This camera is capable of recording videos at 1080p resolution. So yeah. And let me flip the switch and see how the front camera is. So we have the front camera, which is, it seems to be pretty wide there, so but the image quality is not that great. The color reproduction is it's not that great here, so it is a bit washed out, and the yellow is not coming out really well. We have the device which is running on Android 5.0. Yeah, that's great. So we are running on Android 5.0 already out of the box, and we also have a RAM of 2 gigs, and the ROM is 8 gigs, that is the internal storage. So let's see how much of that storage is available for the user. So the built-in storage is, total space is 8 GB, and out of which it's just 3.58, under 4 GB is available for the user. So this device must really come out with a version which has 16 GB internal memory, and also this device doesn't support USB OTG out of the box, so you might have to resort to some other ways to enable USB OTG. The UI, the Vibe 2.0, is very similar to what we have seen in earlier versions, but this version is running on top of Android 5.0, so that makes a lot of difference in the screen toggles, notification toggles here. And also you can see that now it's a card layout for multitasking here, and you can see that out of 2 GB 960 MB is available when you don't have anything at all. Okay, so when I don't have any application running in the background. So I have around 1 GB available for the system. So that's it. That's about the device. So I'm going to be testing this device. This device is going to be my primary device for the next couple of weeks or so. So I'll be doing a lot of tests, like performance tests and also camera tests, and I'll update you my thoughts on this device. So stay tuned for my updates about the Lenovo A7000. This is Yudha signing off.